Hey everyone, welcome to Post to Post. My name is Neil. If you're new, thanks for joining me today. I know I'm wearing a hockey jersey. I've got a hockey hat on. There's hockey stuff in the background. Usually I talk hockey. Not today. Halloween just got over a couple of days ago, and I saw this tier list, and I said, okay, I gotta talk about this because it's very controversial. There's a lot of snacks on here, a lot of treats that I agree with and that I don't agree with. So I figured I'd kind of go through the process of putting all the items in specific spots in the tier list and just kind of have some fun with it. Now, this is Canadian snacks, okay? Canadian Halloween candy. So there are going to be things in here that the majority of you, because the majority of my viewers are from the United States, aren't familiar with. We have candy that you guys don't have. You guys have a lot of candy that we do not have. So you might see something that you don't know what it is, but at least you can walk away from the video thinking, oh, well, the next time I'm in Canada, I'm going to try that, or I'm going to see if I can order that online because might be some surprises in here if you've never been to Canada, so stay tuned. Let's jump into it. Let's get going here. There's probably about 25-ish pieces of candy or snacks, whatever you want to call them here to go through, and my opinions are strong, okay? I have strong opinions on a lot of these. Let's go. Let's start off with naming the categories. So we've got elite, we've got good, average, eaten 2 months, and garbage. I mean, there's a pretty wide range of options here. Elite is obviously the best, and garbage is clearly the worst. So let's go through these one at a time, and I'm going to tell you what I think as we go through these. Let's start off with the for sures for me. So for sure, this is this, or this is that. Coffee Crisp. I'm going heavy on the Coffee Crisp, but that's the one I'm choosing first. If you've never had a Coffee Crisp, chances are you've never been to Canada. It is very Canadian specific, and it is elite. Okay, I will die on this hill. I love Coffee Crisp. Coffee Crisp is amazing. And I'm pretty sure it was Keith Yandel who said he did not like Coffee Crisp when he tried it. So, Keith Yandel, that's what I'm saying to you because Coffee Crisp is 100% elite. It does taste like coffee, but not in the typical coffee sense. It's really, really hard to explain. It's a bit of a wafery texture inside. If you ever get a chance to come to Canada, or if you're in Canada and you've never tried it, you got to try it. Let's move on to the other for sure here, and that's the cans of pop. I mean, that's elite. If you go to a house and they give you a can of pop, it doesn't even matter if it's name brand, Coke or Pepsi. Even if you just get a regular can of pop, that's an elite house, okay? Remember that house for next year and go back to that house. I remember being a kid and going and getting, I think it was 2 years in a row. The third year didn't work out. They didn't do it. But 2 years in a row, the first year I got a can of pop and a full-size chocolate bar. And I was like, what is this? This is amazing. Went back the next year, same thing. Can of pop, or can of soda, whatever you want to call it, and then a full chocolate bar, candy bar. It's like, yes, this is the house. Next year, go back. Nah, it was like a bag of chips or like one of the small ones or something. It didn't pan out 3 years in a row, but I got 2 years out of it, which is good. But can of pop, yeah, that's elite. That is 100% elite. Reese peanut butter cups, or Reese's peanut butter cups, depending on what country you live in. Obviously elite. There is probably nothing better. I wasn't planning on ranking them within their own categories, but I am going to put the Reese's at the top there. I'm a big peanut butter fan and I'm a big peanut butter cups fan as well, so the easiest decision of all of these likely for me. All right, let's pick out a negative one. Whatever this is, like I've seen these before and I kind of remember trying them, but I know that they are not good. You can just look at them and tell that they're not good because there's no name brand on them. You don't really know what's going on inside. It's just kind of a throw-in candy, and for that reason, that is garbage. I wouldn't, that's going in my garbage. If I got that today, not that I'm out trick-or-treating, I'm in my mid-30s, but still, that's going in the garbage for sure. Moving on, let's go to Warheads. Warheads is a bit of a controversial one because there's a lot of people who are obsessed with Warheads and other people who just, they just can't handle the sourness. I'm kind of in the middle, so I'm going to put it in the average section. If I did get some Warheads, they aren't going in the garbage, but they're definitely not going to be the first couple of things that I eat. I'm hanging on to those and maybe having them a few days after Halloween or something like that. I got to get this one out of the way next. We got Rockets here. This is very different between Canada and the United States. It's the exact same thing, but Rockets in the United States are actually called Smarties. But in Canada, we have something completely different called Smarties. It's kind of like an M&M. So we call these Rockets. I don't know why, but that's just what happens. That's just what exists here. And it's weird for us, or weird for me as a Canadian, to hear you guys call these Smarties. Very strange. But Rockets are almost elite. I would say top tier good. Very, very good. I'm a big fan of Rockets because they're small. It's not like opening up a chocolate bar and you're committing to a big snack at that point. If you open up a little package of Rockets, you can make that last a little bit depending on how hungry you are or what you're in the mood for. So that's top tier good. And rockets, not Smarties. Rockets are good. Let's do Sour Patch Kids next. And because I actually have some Sour Patch Kids right here. These are Crush. Let's see if I can get this focus. Crush flavored. I will say they're not as good as regular Sour Patch Kids, but they're still pretty good. Sour Patch Kids are elite. Like, that is a top tier absolute candy to get. I mean, the Halloween packages are pretty small, so that kind of sucks, but Sour Patch Kids in general, I'm a big fan of sour things as long as it's in like a gummy form. If it's like a sucker kind of form, like the Warheads, for example, not really my thing, it's just okay, but in like a gummy, that's my jam. Tootsie Rolls, let's get this out of the way. Tootsie Rolls for me are average. Yeah, I actually kind of like Tootsie Rolls. They're not the best thing in the world, but I definitely do not hate them. They're not the first thing I'm going to eat, but I'm not going to let them last 2 months in a bag. They will be eaten, so they are average, and I feel like a lot of maybe like younger people don't really like Tootsie Rolls that much, but the older folks, I guess such as myself, might like them, so we'll go with that. Let's do Nerds next. Now, Nerds are... I know more people who don't like Nerds than do like Nerds, but I feel like Nerds are like close to elite. I would even put them like maybe low end on the elite scale. I'm a big fan of Nerds. They're just they're completely different than anything else, and you can get them in sour, and you can get them in different flavors and specialty flavors, and yeah, and they come in a box. What else comes in a box? Nerds are elite. Twizzlers. Everyone knows what Twizzlers are. Guess who doesn't like Twizzlers? Me. I friggin' hate Twizzlers. Twizzlers are terrible. I hate things that some gummies get stuck in your teeth, but some gummies don't. Twizzlers are one of the ones for me, maybe it's just my teeth, I don't know, but they get stuck in my teeth and they don't even taste that good. So if I'm going to go through the process of getting something stuck in my teeth, like a Sour Patch Kid or something, it's got to be pretty good. I'm not going to eat something that's not that great and then also deal with something being stuck in my teeth. So Twizzlers, nah, Twizzlers going in the garbage for me. Not a fan. Remember when I mentioned Smarties earlier? This is what Smarties are. They kind of look like M&Ms, not as good, but still okay. They do come in a box as well. I made fun of Nerds, or I didn't make fun of Nerds, but I praised Nerds a little bit earlier for coming in a box, but Smarties actually also come in a box. I think they're about average. I think they're definitely better than Tootsie Rolls and Warheads. Get over there. But they're definitely not in the good category for me. I'll eat them if I've gotten through all of the other chocolate. I'll eat Smarties, but basically they're in the average for me. Kit Kat, I'm a huge Kit Kat fan. Kit Kat's going way up there, probably right behind Coffee Crisp. Kit Kat is different in the States than it is in Canada. I've been lucky enough to travel to the States a lot, and your guys' Kit Kat, it's a different length, it's a different taste, it's a different texture. It's similar in all aspects, but it's not the same in it's not identical in any aspect. So even the chocolate consistency is weird. So if you get the chance to come to Canada, try one of our Kit Kats. In my personal opinion, it's better. Okay, bags of chips. I'm going to put in the average section because sometimes, you get a good bag of chips, but sometimes you get a really crappy bag of chips. So it's hard to really put this in elite or good, or I can't put it in garbage either because chips are going to get eaten. You never throw the bags of chips out. So I put them in the average section. Feel like that's appropriate. Candy corn. Let's get this one out of the way. I know lots of people are looking at it and wondering what I'm going to do with it. I think candy corn is garbage. I hate candy corn. It is the worst. I'm just not a fan of it in any way, shape, or form. The texture, the taste, the size, it looks weird. It looks awkward. Not a fan of candy corn at all. Also not a fan of these eyeball-looking things. Actually, I don't even know if I've ever had one. I don't know what they are really, so I'm going to put them in garbage because I just don't know. Something else that's kind of garbage for me are these suckers. I don't know. They're okay, but most of the time I just throw them out, or to my recollection, I threw them out. Just not really a big fan of those. They are very low on my list. They're going in the garbage. Starburst. I think Starburst has some strong aspects to it and some not so strong aspects. I always liked the pink ones, and I think it was the red ones. I hated the yellow ones, and there was one other color I can't remember. So I'm going to put it in kind of in the average section. You can get some good Starburst, but some not great Starburst either. Caramels or caramels or whatever you want to call this. I don't know if these are in the United States, but they were at one point very popular in Canada. I like them, but I can't eat a lot of them. Maybe like 3 at a time max, and then a couple days later I'll have some more. So I'm going to kind of put it in the average, but high average, maybe almost approaching good. All right, let's talk about raisins. That's a sentence I've never thought I'd say on YouTube. Let's talk about raisins. And here's what I'm saying. Raisins, Ain't nobody got time to get raisins on Halloween. Yo, if you're giving out raisins on Halloween, you need to check yourself, okay? Hand out some chocolate, some chips, some gummies, something. Do not hand out raisins. Ain't no kid got time for raisins, okay? They get that thrown in their lunch, and they get to school, they open it up, and they look and like, oh, Mom, I don't want raisins. Like, who wants raisins? No one, unless you're 90 years old. I mean, if you're 90 years old and out trick-or-treating, you better be looking for some raisins, because ain't no kid looking for raisins. Not in my experience anyway, so raisins definitely going in the garbage. Mars bar, here's a pretty Canadian-specific bar. I'm pretty sure. I don't think this is in the United States. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But a Mars bar is kind of like the in-between of Three Musketeers and, I don't know, there's some caramel in it, and there's some like nougat. That's a fun word. But it's pretty good. It's not elite for me at all. It is very good. It's different. It's different than everything else on this list. So you got to give it that. You got to give it props. So it's good, not average, not elite. Glossettes. Now I don't know if this is Canadian specific or not. Could be in the States. I don't know. But these are chocolate covered raisins. I made fun of the raisins just a little bit ago. Okay, and I stand true to that. Okay, raisins no good. But if you're gonna throw some chocolate covered raisins in there, that's at least acceptable. For me, they're not average. I'm going to throw them in the 2 months later. If they're still around in 2 months, I'll probably dive into them. But I'm not going to throw them out either. So they fit in nicely to the eat in 2 months category. Jolly Ranchers, and a different format in this picture that I'm used to. They're kind of okay. They're average. I'm not a huge fan of hard candy like this, so I'd probably put it in the eat 2 months later. They have some good flavors, but still, I don't want to spend 30 minutes eating a candy. If I'm eating something, it's usually going to be in, a minute or less if I can help it. So that's the main reason why they get put in that category. Popeye Smokes, the candy sticks. I used to love these as a kid, but I think I had too many, and I think I maybe almost got sick on them, and I can't even stand to even try one today. It's just, there's bad memories. So I don't know if I throw them out. I might let them linger around just from nostalgia perspective. I'll put it in the eat 2 months later pile. Dairy Milk, I'm pretty sure this is only in Canada. Correct me if I'm wrong again. Dairy Milk is like one of the best regular just milk chocolates out there. I think it's got to go in the elite category for me. That's how much I like it. It is not the best chocolate I've ever had. I think the best like milk chocolate I've ever had has been from Sweden actually, but it's very good. For Canadian standards, it is very good. M&M's, this is an easy one for I think a lot of people. M&M's are elite. They've been around forever in different variations of M&M's. Look, I even have some right here, but they're peanut butter. Peanut butter M&M's are better than any other M&M's. I'll die on that hill as well. I love peanut butter M&M's. And what? M&M's. Jeez. Yeah, elite. Skittles. You see, Skittles are loved by many, but not me. I've never really been a Skittles fan. I'm putting them in the eat 2 months later category. If they're around, I'll probably snack on them a little bit. But I have never in my life ran to get a bag of Skittles and just demolish it. Never in my life. And I can't say that I probably ever will. They're just not for me. They're okay. The purple ones are the best. Fuzzy Peaches. I mean, come on, guys. Fuzzy Peaches are clearly elite. Fuzzy Peaches not only smell good, but taste good. What other candy in here? Maybe the Starburst, the Starburst probably smell pretty good. But most of these other candies in here and chocolate bars or whatever, they might smell a little bit, but nothing smells like a bag of Fuzzy Peaches. Amazing. One of the best gummies out there. Plus there's some sugar on there. It doesn't get any better. Swedish berries, good for sure. Not elite, not average. Swedish berries are definitely something that I would get into sooner rather than later, but I can't eat a lot of them. I think if there was sugar on them, I might like them a little bit more, but as is, they're very good. All right, we got some double bubble gum here. It's okay. It's very nostalgic. I'm going to eat it. It's going to go in the average category. I'm not going to wait 2 months to eat it. I will eat it, but it's going to lose its flavor instantly, so I'll probably eat like 7, chew them for 5 minutes, and then spit it out in the garbage. It's not the best gum, but it is what it is. But what is good gum is Chiclets. Let's bring the Chiclets up here. Chiclets are very close to being elite. I'm going to put them near the beginning here. I love Chiclets. Not a good quality gum by any means. Not a popular one, but I've always loved Chiclets, and they make me feel nostalgic. So I got to put them up there. Oh Henry, where's O. Henry going? Well, O. Henry's going in the garbage. I don't like O. Henry. It is if I was starving, and someone's like, "Hey, you want this chocolate bar?" And I said, well, what is it? And I said, it's O. Henry. I'd be like, I might wait to just eat later. Like, that's how much I don't like O. Henry. But for whatever reason, I've just never been a fan of O. Henry. But a very similar bar that I do like is Mr. Big. I don't think this is in the United States. I'm going to put it in the good category. It's got a bit of like a marshmallow texture in there. And for me, it fixes all of the O. Henry's faults. They're kind of similar bars, but just with the added little kick there of the marshmallow inside or whatever it is. I don't even know. But it's good. I love Mr. Big bars. They're very good, almost elite in my opinion. Snickers, another bar that I'm just not a fan of. That's going in the garbage, guys. I do not like Snickers, O. Henry. There's some other ones as well that I'm not a big fan of that aren't on here, but yeah, Snickers for me, that's a garbage. All right, let's tackle the Hershey's here. Hershey's milk chocolate. It's very different between Canada and the United States. This is Canadian themed, so I'm going to put it in the average category. The United States Hershey's chocolate is so much better than Canadian Hershey's chocolate. It's completely different. If this was an American Hershey's chocolate bar, it would be in the elite category. I've gone to the United States and purposely stacked up on like 40 American Hershey's bars. Like, that's how good they are. That's the difference between them. And I don't think I've ever purposefully bought a Canadian Hershey's bar because the American ones are so good. I'll either not buy them, or if it's free, I'll eat it. But if I've got the choice and I'm in the States, man, I'm getting Hershey bars, I'm hoarding them, and I'm bringing them back. That's how much I like them. But the Canadian version, that's very average. Hershey's Cookies and Cream, on the other hand, a bit of a different story. That's a good chocolate bar, very close to elite, but definitely more in the good category. I can't eat a lot of them, though. It's a bit of a different kind of experience than a regular chocolate bar. I'm not a huge fan of white chocolate, but that's really the only form where I can eat white chocolate. It's pretty good. Getting down to the finals here, Sweet Tarts. Man, Sweet Tarts are so elite. I love Sweet Tarts. There's very few amount of candies that I could completely binge. Like chocolate bars, yeah, I mean, I could eat probably 50 Reese peanut butter cups. But candies, as far as like a gummy or a hard candy or like a sugary candy, very few. Sweet Tarts are one of them. I could demolish an entire, like if there was a bag of Sweet Tarts this big, I could clear that off in a day. No problem. Love Sweet Tarts. Twix. I think Twix is basically the definition of average. It's not bad, but it's not good. It's just kind of one of those bars that I feel like everyone kind of just like tolerates or likes. I don't know anyone who was, if I'm in the store with someone and we're picking out some snacks and I'm like, well, what are you getting? And no one has ever said Twix, okay? It's always been like a Mars bar or a Reese Peanut Butter Cups bar or something else. It's never been Twix, ever. So I think it's just kind of average. Mike and Ike's, they're going in the 2 months later pile. I think they're average at their absolute best, and that's probably if I'm hungry. I've just never really been a fan of Mike and Ike's, just not my style. Aero, I'm not as sure if this is in the United States or not, but here in Canada, it is quite popular, I would say, and it is a good chocolate bar. The best Aero bar, though, is the mint version, and I know a lot of people who will completely disagree with me on this, but the mint version of the Aero bar would be in the elite category for me, but the regular chocolate version, it is very high good. I mean, I have it over on the right here. I can move it over to the left. It's very good. It's a different experience. There's lots of little bubbles inside, and I think the best way to eat it is not to like put it in your mouth and like chew it, but put it in your mouth, on your tongue, and just let it melt down through the layers of the bubbles. That sounds a little awkward. It's a little awkward sentence, but if you get a chance to eat an Aero bar, try it like that. The experience is better, in my opinion. Now on to caramel, and I think this is only in Canada as well. For me, the caramel bar is a very good bar, but I can't eat a lot of them. They actually hurt my teeth. I don't have sensitive teeth at all, but the caramel bar, for whatever reason, is pretty much the only bar that actually like hurts my teeth. I don't know why. But yeah, I can't eat a lot of them, but I do really like them. So they're in the good category. I don't know where in the good category I put them, but yeah, I can't eat a lot of them. Now the last bar, I am very confident that this is only in Canada. It's the Crispy Crunch bar, and for me, that's going in the probably it's be close between average and eat 2 months, because if you've ever eaten a Crispy Crunch bar, you know the experience. What I'm about to talk about. I think it might have to go in the eat 2 months category just based on the experience. Taste, amazing. Consistency, pretty good. Aftermath, not great. It gets stuck in your teeth worse than anything else. It's kind of like a Butterfingers bar, but worse. And it's so difficult to get it out of your teeth. And it's a process, and I'm pretty sure it is the worst thing on here for your teeth. So I'm usually, it is definitely at the bottom of the bag after I've kind of gone through everything else. And if it's around, I'll eat it, but not right away, that's for sure. So that's going in the eat 2 months later category. So let's just recap real quick. So elite for me, or like top tier elite, Reese Peanut Butter Cups, Coffee Crisp, Kit Kat, cans of pop. Sweet Tarts, Nerds, anything else can kind of probably push down to the side. In the garbage category, 100% Twizzlers, the Suckers, Raisins, absolutely, and then O. Henry and Snickers as well. So I'm curious to know what your thoughts are here. You can find this list on Tier List. Now, I did rename some of the categories. They were different names, so I've renamed them as is. If you want to go in and find this, if you just search Canadian Halloween chocolate tier list on Google, you'll find it. If you want to rename the titles as well and rank these or tier list these and then take a picture of it and tweet it at me, I'd love to see your ranking, especially if you're Canadian. If you're not Canadian, obviously you won't be able to do this. Maybe you can kind of create a thing along the bottom, never tried before or something instead of garbage. But still, would love to see your ranking here. Would love to see your thoughts. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section as well. If you want to tweet me a picture, I'm at Post Show on Twitter. That is linked down below in the description as well. Thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate you. I know this isn't hockey related, but if you spent the time with me today going through this, then thank you. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Adios.